Do you think by marrying Camilla, Charles's problems are just beginning?
I do tend to think that Charles's problems are really just beginning by marrying Camilla. After all, she has been in the background for the better part of his life as a constant supporter and friend in good times and bad. But the promotion from mistress to wife is notoriously tricky in royal history. There is a convention that a mistress may not look beyond her post. Well, it looks as if this one is looking beyond her current position.
Do you think their marriage is legal?
I don't know whether the marriage is legal or not, but I do know that questions have arisen over its legality, and that is far more significant. The fact that it is legally contentious, even if it is finally resolved, even if necessary, a special act of Parliament is rushed through. I think this is one of the reasons why the Queen has been advised just to keep one step away from the actual wedding itself. It is legally contentious, and I'm afraid that's going to go into the history books, and for better or worse, and I fear it may be for worse, when people look back on this whole episode, the fact that it was legally dubious is going to be one of the things that they notice and don't like.
If Camilla hadn't been around, the Prince and Princess of Wales would still be married today.
I mean, famously, Diana said that there were 3 in her marriage, by which I guess she was referring to Camilla Parker Bowles, and it's a fair bet that if there had only been 2 in the marriage, then it would have been easier for those 2 to do what was, after all, their duty constitutionally, which was to stay married. I think that's sometimes forgotten, that fairy tale wedding in St. Paul's in 1981 was the Windsor dynasty's best bet for long-term survival. And the fact that didn't work, for whatever reason, whether it was Camilla Parker Bowles or anything else, is the gravest, most dangerous threat to the long-term future of the dynasty, I think. Okay. I've no idea what the Queen thinks of Camilla Parker Bowles, and very, very few people do have an accurate idea of what the Queen thinks of Camilla Parker Bowles. I think it's quite eloquent that the Queen has obviously been at some pains to distance herself from the Prince's mistress, and I'm sure that in that she reflects the fundamental instincts and wishes of her subjects. There's no doubt, despite complicated and expensive attempts by the Prince to manipulate the media in Camilla's favour, people don't yet regard her as somebody they want to see on the balcony of Buckingham Palace one day. They may never think that she's a suitable person to do that. And until then, I'm sure the Queen is wise to leave her own views tantalizingly unspecific. Diana attracted a lot of devotion. In fact, she earned it, in my opinion. Camilla Parker Bowles is in a very different situation. I think probably she must aim to attract acceptance, and maybe in the far distant future, affection too. But right now, even attracting acceptance is going to be a tough call. It's going to require a lot of things to go right, and it's going to require her to come across to the British people and to the wider world as a worthy successor to Diana. Otherwise, people will turn their backs, find something better to look at, find something more uplifting to think about. That would be a tragedy for the royal family. One of the great things about the Queen is that we don't actually know her opinion on a lot of things. You could easily say that it's been a mistake on Charles's part to let us know his opinion on so many things. It is one of the Queen's great strengths. We don't know what she thinks about global warming, or the prayer book, or organic food, or the state of education. The Queen is just the Queen, and the Queen represents everything that we aspire to and consider to be worth preserving. So we don't know what the Queen thinks of Camilla Parker Bowles. We might like to infer from some of her actions what her attitude is. For example, we do know that the Queen does not seek Camilla's company. We do know that the Queen is not going to attend the actual wedding ceremony. On the other hand, we know that the Queen is putting on a reception after the wedding. We know that the Queen is allowing her chapel to be used for a service of dedication. So you could see that this is the Queen very much showing her characteristic duty to the Constitution, in that this is what is going to happen, and this is her pragmatic reaction to it. The Queen's combination of duty and pragmatism is far more important than the Queen's opinions on any number of subjects. And she knows that. That's why she puts the duty first. In the last 20 years, the British royal family has survived some pretty catastrophic events. One has only got to look at essentially the collapse of the marriages of Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, Princess Anne, and the far from easy passage that Prince Edward has had. These four people represent the future of the royal family, and they have all in different ways put that future under threat. I think by marrying Camilla, Charles hopes that he is going to secure the future of the royal family. I'm afraid I can't agree with him. I think that by marrying Camilla, Charles is taking the royal family into dangerous new territory. I don't think many people in this country or in the wider world think of Queen Elizabeth II as an object of ridicule or amusement. Now, the fact that one can't say the same of Charles, let alone Charles and Camilla, perhaps gives us a clue as to how they might, hopefully, improve their image in future. That is, by being less controversial, less concerned with popularity, less concerned with telling us their opinions, and more with just quietly getting on with existing. After all, the British royal family is required only to exist to fulfill its main constitutional duty.